Maji, Muku. So you want some hints and tips on running your party? Well, one of the main things that we will always remember is that whichever party you're doing, it will always be your first 5-year-old's party, your first 6-year-old's party, your first 7-year-old's party. So you will need some help. Now, one of the main things is all parties should be about 2 hours long. That's the absolute perfect time. Now, you will need to come in at least an hour beforehand. This is because it will take you about 30 minutes to set up, and the other 30 minutes is to allow time for you to be late, to allow time for the person with the hall keys to be late, also to give you time to find out where the tables are, where the lights turn off, where the toilets are, and you will always get at least 1 or 2 people who will arrive 10 minutes early, and you need to be absolutely ready. In the first 30 minutes, you can guarantee that not all the guests will arrive at the same time. It will take about 20 minutes for all the guests to arrive, and you will need to allow another 10 minutes for that very last guest to get settled and get comfortable in their own environment. So, while everybody's arriving, you need to give the children something to do, or else there's going to be absolute chaos. And this is where our craft activities come in. Every child can have a mask, as long as you provide some colouring pens, maybe glue, maybe sequins, maybe feathers. They can do whatever they like with the masks. And this will give them at least half an hour's worth of something to do just while everybody's arriving. And by the time they're all finished, they'll have been working side by side, they'll have made new friends, they'll have caught up with old ones, and everybody will be ready to start. Once everybody has arrived and settled, you are then ready to start. Now, don't be afraid to give commands, because the children do like to know exactly what they're doing. If you start just asking them quietly to come over, you will just have chaos. Tell everyone what to do, tell them where you want them to be, and you will have the children eating out of the palm of your hand. Now, in the main section of the entertainment, we'll be telling a story, and then we'll be acting it out. And of course, every story ends with a great big party where you have loads and loads of singing and dancing and games, and that's the really, really fun bit. And in this part of the party, you'll be exercising their imagination and their fun and their teamwork. When you read a story, you need to bring it to life for the children, and you need to include them whenever you can. And this is just one example on how to read a story. We've got Clappity Cat and the New House. Clappity Cat. What noise does a cat make? Meow. Very good indeed. She lived under the roots of an ancient gargan tree. Can you show me all the branches of the tree reaching out? That's wonderful. It was huge, and it wasn't this big. Wasn't this big. It was this big. Show me how big it was. Wonderful. Well, the Clappity Cat lived under the roots of this huge tree in a very busy part of the magic forest. Now, she lived in her den. You live in a house, don't you? Well, this cat lived in a little cosy den. Can you show me how cosy it was? Oh, warm and cuddly. That's wonderful. And she had 3 kittens. One was called Guzzly, who loved drinking milk all the time. Can you do that with me? Absolutely brilliant. You're great at drinking milk. And there was another kitten called Gobblety, who always had a ravenous hunger, who's always going, can you eat with me? Absolutely wonderful. And the last one was Snuggly, who just loved to sleep. Can you sleep? Shh. What wonderful kittens you make. That's really, really good. Now, Clappity Cat. What noise does a cat make? Very good. She had special kind of powers, which meant she could see into the future. Now, she used this power to warn all the other forest creatures of any danger that might be coming their way. What sort of danger might there be? Yes, big animals coming, absolutely, so they'd need to hide. Marvellous. What? Storm. Yes, a storm. Marvellous. That's a very good one. You need to warn them all about that one. But although Clappity Cat was very good at dishing out advice, She very rarely took any advice herself. So that is how you'd read the story, so that you bring it to life, give all the parts characters, and bring the children's imagination to life.
The way you play Where's That Cat At is so easy. Just look at the footprints and see where I've walked. Then, when the music stops, just jump onto my footprint. Each time, someone will take more and more of my footprints away, and the last person who is able to jump on my footprint wins the game. Meow!
Where's that cat at? It is so thin. Where's that cat at? The print is clear. Hey, Jack! Where's that cat at? I want to go. Where's that cat at? The print is
Okay, now after the games, the children will be absolutely starving. They'll have used up all their energy, and that's when they'll be ready for the food. Now, talking about food, don't do too much. Most party food is just snacks anyway. If they're still hungry at the end of it, they can just have a meal at home. It's absolutely fine, and you don't want to be left with mountains of food that you don't know what to do with. Secondly, a really good and quick way of getting the food on the table and off again is putting it in boxes. So you give the child a little selection of absolutely everything so they can just pick and choose. When they're finished, you pick the box up, get rid of it. Much easier than emptying plates and putting everything back into all the little Tupperware boxes. And now for the birthday cake. The birthday cake will be something you've spent a very long time on, because that's always the way, and you want everyone to see it and everyone to appreciate it. Now, we've got a very special way of doing that. If you've got all the children at a very long table and then you bring the cake out, all the children at the end can't see. So what we do is get everybody away from the table into a big circle. We then have a very special Magic Forest birthday song that we get everybody to sing. That way you've got everybody in a circle, everybody paying attention, and that is when you bring the cake in. You all have a look at the cake. You can take the cake round the circle. All that effort you've put in the cake is well worth it because they've all seen it, and after that is when you take the cake away to cut it. Once you've done that, the children are ready for the post-party games. After the cake's been taken away, you've got the children away from the table, all in a circle, all ready to start the games after the food. Now, we've got a very special dance that we do, which is the bear dance, which is great fun. You'll see how to do that. That will get them all up, get them all dancing, and will also help them to digest their food a bit. Once you've done that, depending how much time you've got left, there is another little story that you can do that's specially for the birthday child, and another one which everybody can join in. At the end, after that, you just get everybody to collect all their bits and pieces, all the masks they've done, any sticking, gluing, colouring, cutting, whatever they've done, they'll all collect that, get them sitting in a circle for the very end of the party. And this is when you do pass the parcel. And we've got a very special way of doing pass the parcel, whereby you can put all the party bags in the middle and pass an item around the circle. And when the music stops, whoever is holding the item goes and collects their party bag. So at the end of Pass the Parcel, they've got their party bag, all the things they've made, and that is when you say, thank you so much for coming to our party, hope you've had a lovely time, goodbye. And everybody will get their stuff together, and that's when they'll go home.